ಇದುವರೆಗೂ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಾತೃಭಾಷೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸುಲಲಿತವಾಗಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅರ್ಥಗರ್ಭಿತವಾಗಿ ಮತ್ತು ಎಲ್ಲರ ಹೃನ್ಮನಗಳಿಗೆ ತಲುಪುವಂತೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಪಾಟೀಲ್ ಸಾಹೇಬರು ಕೃಷಿ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ನಮಗೆ ಮನವರಿಕೆ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಟ್ರು. ನನಗೂ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲೇ ಮಾತನಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಭಾಳ ಆಸೆಯೂ ಇದೆ. ಈಗ ಸುಮಾರು 20 ವರ್ಷಗಳಿಂದ ನಾನು ಮಾತಾಡಿರೋದೆಲ್ಲ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡಿರೋದೇ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ. ಆದರೂ ಇವತ್ತು ಕೆಲವರಾದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ಕನ್ನಡ ಭಾಷೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲದಿರೋದರಿಂದ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಸ್ಪೀಕ್ ಇನ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್. ನಮ್ಮ ಮಾತೃಭಾಷೆಯ ಬಂಧುಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಕ್ಷಮಿಸಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕ್ಷಮೆ ಕೇಳಿ ನಾನು ಮುಂದುವರಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಮತ್ತು ನಿನ್ನೆ ನಡೆದ ಈ ಸಮಾರಂಭದಲ್ಲಿ in yesterday's and today's program, all of you, I suppose you are present. And I don't know by evening how many of us will remain here for the last concluding session. But whatever it is, the program that was organized with great efforts is something highly commendable. First and foremost, I would like to give my humble salutations to Professor M.I. Savadatti and now the M.I. Savadatti's Foundation office bearers and those who are all involved in organizing this one. Same way, CMDRI authorities and agricultural authorities have taken trouble, and my sincere appreciations and acknowledgements to these two institutions also. Professor M.I. Savadatti has tried all along throughout his career and subsequently to spread the scientific knowledge to the public at large in addition to the students' community and research team. And this particular program that is scheduled yesterday and today is something which was very, very dear to Professor M.I. Savadatti. I am sure sitting from the other side of our living world, he must be feeling very happy. With these few remarks, I will come back to my talk. Well, science and technology, if that is prevailing here, including agricultural science, only because of our ancestors' contribution. When the entire civilization was living in total darkness, our Indian society at that time was an advanced knowledge society. We speak of now, in the last few years or even 1 or 2 decades, we are speaking of we should become advanced knowledge society and things like that. But how many years back? Nearly at least 5,000 years ago, India was having that kind of an advanced knowledge society. How it became possible? It was because our ancient thinkers, in general all the people in the olden days, they were living and environment was there, or nature was there and all that. There was no separation or distinction between the people and the environment at large. They lived with the environment, they lived with nature, they lived with forest, they lived with plantations, they lived with animals, and they were observing very keenly everything that they were looking around. That is, their keen observation, their identification with the nature itself and keen observation made them learn and advance, develop knowledge, that is the information, that is the education, and they use that knowledge for the benefit of others, developed the wisdom, and the society at large was very, very happy. And that was their culture. Not selfish nature, but doing something for the benefit of the entire community. That is what we call today the spiritual quotient, Udatta Prakne. Adhyatmika Baduku Anna Rupiskonditu. And as a result of which only science and technology grew. And next slide please. Yeah. Because of their living literature, because they get the information, because they get educated through that, they developed knowledge and then applied it, and that becomes wisdom. And Veda, Upanishad and all these Agamas, Puranas and all that are nothing but the results of their wisdom. There is nothing in the modern days which was not there in Vedas and Upanishads. How they were able to do that is because of that kind of a observing and living with nature, and not only here but even the sky was their very pet objective for the observation, study. Stars, sun, everything, the entire universe. Even those days, our ancient thinkers were having the concept of universe and how that universe was evolved and things like they were thinking. I will just take a brief journey as quickly as possible. I don't want to take, I have assured them that I will not take more than 25 minutes. I will try to finish it off because by now this session would have been over. Okay, just like this. What is the evidence that they were knowing all that when about 2,500 years or even earlier, that culture was there which was excavated and observed, that is Indus Valley civilization. Indus Valley civilization in Harappa and Mohenjo-daro shows through these things so much of information was extracted. At that time, agriculture was in the top, irrigation system was in place. They were growing all varieties of, including cotton. And already by then they were exporting. There were shipbuilding knowledge was there, and the ports were there. They were exporting to other countries, Arab countries and all that. And they used to come here. Okay, next slide please. Well, at that time, the science also got evolved. In agriculture, development is nothing but the development of science. And weighing systems, weights, and then weighing system in the form of balance was there. In Harappa, there is Harappa balance we call. Next slide please. And all these kinds of utensils were there. That means already they were knowing about the metals and how to manufacture the required tools and all that. Next slide please. And they were exporting some wooden ingots, steel ingots, which was now subsequently it was investigated and they found that wood steel was there in vogue at that time. That is an advanced technology. Even these days it is becoming difficult to reach that kind of a wood steel. And how when it was investigated using modern spectrographic analysis, the bands of selenite in these things have been discovered. And scientists today are struggling even now with all the advanced research facilities to reach this level. Imagine how our ancestors were having that kind of knowledge. Next one. This was the bronze sculpture obtained in Mohenjo-daro, and very special varieties of bronze and all kinds of other metals were discovered, studied, and special types of alloys they were making. Next slide, please. And even at that time, 500 BC, in Veda Upanishad they were there, sayings were there. But here in Vaisheshika school of philosophy, there were many schools of philosophy. Takshashila University was formed right at that time, 500 BC to 500 AD. Takshashila University was there, Takshashila School of Philosophy. At that time, name university was not there. And Vaisheshika School of Philosophy was knowing about the modern ideas, what we have today, atomic concept, atom molecules, atomic theory and all that, they were teaching. And Kannada, one of the directors of that school, there are evidences that the matter structure was developed and concept of anus and paramanus was there. This is not something that which you are telling in the Parama stories. When I was studying MSc, I happened to come across the source book on atomic energy by an American author, Glaston. He has given beautiful story, and here, first time I have seen myself. I only heard from others saying, but with the evidence he has shown that matter in the form of granular structure consisting of the so-called small bits in the form of paramanus and anus was first delivered, taught by Kannada and all that, with the evidence that Glaston has described. And subsequently, in Nalanda and Takshashila universities, this was being taught to so many foreign students also. Next slide, please. Charaka and Sushad, at that time only they were developing the medical sciences in the form of Ayurveda, and surgery was in place and all that. Anyway, another important contribution of that period is this yoga, which has become very popular in the recent decades because of the efforts of particularly our great Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Today we are celebrating throughout the world as embraced yoga. They have realized the scientific benefits, how scientific, how systematic that knowledge is and what are the benefits and all that. And maybe about 2-3 decades ago, Japanese scientist working in America, in California, Institute of Technology, he has shown to the world through this yoga and meditation, one can create matter. Mind can create matter. Very, very precise experiments in there. And there is so much of this one. As a result, so many universities have now studied, have started the courses on yoga, yogic sciences, and human consciousness. And Bangalore University in that way was #1 in the entire world to start MSc course in yoga program. So many international students are studying there. Anyway, next one. This Maharshi Charaka was the person who gave to the world the Ayurveda. And in his book on Charaka Samhita, he has described various diagnostic methods and treatment aspects and things like that through Ayurveda. Next one. And Sushruta is the first surgeon of the world, and is today the entire world has recognized him as father of surgery. Advanced surgeries, including plastic surgeries, he was conducting successfully. Next one. Well, Takshashila, as I was mentioning, of course, Chanakya belongs to the Takshashila University School, not Takshashila School of Philosophy. And we all know, even science students know very well what Chanakya is today. He has done such a, and he is a person who not only mentored Chandragupta to build the first empire of the country, but also he has mentored the youngsters in a very big way, and even today his advice, his words simply motivate and enthuse the students of all disciplines. Next one. Well, Nalanda is one, it is 100% like a university system it was functioned. One can say it was the first ever university in the entire civilization. So many foreign students, thousands and thousands of foreign students were there. When the university was at peak, 10,000 students were there. Among them, 50% it seems were from abroad, so many other countries. Even scholars who came here for study, they also became staff members there, and there was system of heading the university in the form of vice chancellor and all that. And Aryabhatta was one such vice chancellor who contributed so much to the mathematics and science. I will come to that next. Next one, please. Well, Aryabhatta is something very unique personality. You know, he is the one who gave the symbol zero in mathematics, and he formalized the use of zero in the number system. This was subsequently developed in a very big way in the form of a number theory by his successor Brahmagupta. And in addition to that zero contribution, Aryabhatta developed the methods to find square roots, solving quadratic equations, predicting earlier what is happening and all that. And then he was the first long, thousands of years before the modern eclipse studies were, came into practice. He was the one who said, Earth is rotating, not the sun. You know what happened to Plato and all that for saying this one, but earlier in our civilization, Aryabhatta was the first to say that sun is stationary and earth is rotating its axis and things like that around, and moon is moving around the earth and all that, and how, because of which only the eclipses are forming and all that has been established by Aryabhatta. And not only that, he is the one who was very good astronomical calculator also. And he was the first to say correctly, an year consists of 365 days. And the value of pi also was calculated by him, which is very, even today, even the science students, when we say 3.14, 1 or 3.412, this knowledge was there in our civilization so many thousands of years ago. Next one. Varamihira is another great contributor for the knowledge of architecture, gemology, that's generology now, gemology, astrology, agriculture, mathematics and all that. And also, he was the first one to know and explain how that gravity is arising. And the concept of gravity, and it is an attractive force and all that. And the concept of field was developed by very recently, but our ancestors were knowing Akasha because of the matter, existence of the matter, and matter interacting with the field. The field they were calling sky used to be, according to them, sky they were not doing, but it is a field they have said. Because of the matter interacting with the sky field, the gravitational force developed. And that is very systematically now explained only by the recent scientist, relatively very recent scientist Einstein. Till Einstein said how gravitational force, Newton only said it is about gravitational force is an attractive force, because of which only Apple came to fall to the earth and hit his head and things like that. But Varamihira was the one who explained, without that kind of a story happening to him, he explained about the gravitational force, and he was knowing about that interaction with this mass, with that field, only is responsible for all that. Anyway, next one. Like this, Brahmagupta I already mentioned. Next one. Yeah. This is one thing which stands as a standing example. Delhi Iron Pillar. It is restless for so many thousands of years. That is the kind of a technology, and that technology, when it is analyzed, it is because of the presence of small percent of phosphorus in that one, in that alloy of the metal, and that phosphorus interacting with iron and oxygen, that has become restless. Even today, there is difficulty to develop that kind of a technology and rust-free iron in a common way, for the common use and all that. We claim that we have advanced so much. Anyway, next slide, please. Well, in other words, our ancestors have given to the world a treasure of traditional knowledge. These are the words that I am not saying. Einstein, once interacting with the media persons, has said, I have the greatest regard for India and Indian people, firstly for the treasure of traditional knowledge given to the world civilization, and secondly for their contribution of number system, without which none of the discoveries and inventions would have been possible. I think this summarizes the kind of a value our ancestors have given to the world civilization, their contribution. Next one. Well, if that is the situation, but because of the invasion, continuous invasion, destroying of the Nalanda University, Takshashila universities by invaders and all that, our knowledge, and subsequently we have come, Britishers also have contributed for the destroying of the knowledge system of the country. But again, the science renaissance took place in the modern times. Then, although they have destroyed that knowledge so much, but in our blood that knowledge we have inculcated without our knowledge. And that renaissance started in Calcutta. The person who is like Maharshi is a doctor, Mahendra Sarkar was a doctor, but he realized because of the lack of science, our country has become backward. And if we want to move forward, we must embrace this science and technology. And he establishes Indian Association for the Cultivation of Science, IACS. And today, with so much of exposure and all that, when organizers have taken so much of trouble to make this event possible, how many of us are here? When Mahendra Sarkar started IACS, public used to come and sit there buying the tickets in Calcutta. 50 paisa, at that time 25 paisa, you can buy one quintal of rice for 25 paisa at that time. People used to give 50 paisa ticket and enter the halls to listen to the talk, science talks. Anyway, society somehow reacted very, very positively, and Mahendra Sarkar was the person who kindled that kind of interest in the society. Next slide, please. And IACS, old and modern, you are seeing here. Next one. And Jagdish Chandra Bose found you who sowed the seeds of biotechnology, who showed that plants also do possess life and all that, demonstrated there in London, and so much of other work, J.C. Bose, and then next one, P.C. Ray, father of chemical industries and father of chemistry in India, modern chemistry. He has done so much. Next one, Srinivasa Ramanujan, modern great mathematician. After probably Aryabhatta and Brahmagupta, if there is any name that we can, proudly say, this person, Srinivasa Ramanujan. Next. Then, first Nobel Prize in the entire Asia was bagged by Sir C.V. Raman through his Raman effect discovery. Next one. Next. Yeah. Then S.N. Bose, who contributed so much to the modern science. He collaborated, Einstein collaborated with him to develop bosons and statistics. And the family of elementary particles, fundamental particles, belong to this family of bosons. And recently discovered Higgs boson, God particle, is one of the members of these bosons, and it is God, as the name indicates, that is the particle which was born, which took its birth in Big Bang and was responsible for all other elements to be formed. All other atoms, molecules, elements and all that were formed because of that God particle. It was predicted and it was found, and it is a boson. See, that kind of a modern day also, don't think only youngsters. Even now there are very youngsters, when the country was looking for a supercomputer, and all the countries after Pokhran explosion, they were not able to, went back providing supercomputer to the country which was very much needed to predict the monsoon in particular. We were not having that one. BRC, young scientists developed supercomputer. We are using that. Okay, next one. Then, this is the person, our illustrious Professor Patil mentioned so much about Baba Atomic Research Center, BRC. And it was Homi Baba. When he was a student at IISc working with Raman during the Second World War. He was in London all along, comes back to India. Subsequently, Vikram Sarabhai also comes and joins him. So these two were the one who developed the atomic energy and space program in the way that we have designed, in the way we are getting the benefit. Next one, Homi Baba. He was the one who wrote it when that letter, you read that letter I suppose. He wanted our India should develop expertise in all that one. So these are the two domes of two reactors. Cyrus reactor. Go back to that one. Go back. This one. Next. Yeah. These are the two reactors which are meant for using that vast amount of atomic energy for peaceful and applications and for the progress of the mankind. Thousands of isotopes are produced. They are used in medical, agriculture, industry and whatnot. Some are exported also. And next one. And one of the important applications Homi Baba has envisaged, visualized was production of electricity, without which no industry can work and all that. And this is the Kaiga reactor at Kaiga, power reactor. So many power reactors are there. Next one. Well, it is not enough if we progress, but we must also remain safe, particularly when neighboring countries like Pakistan and China are there. And these program tests are to demonstrate our strength. They demonstrate our strength to the world without any doubt. And in the Raja Ramanna name you are seeing, the main person in the first Pokhran test is Dr. Raja Ramanna. He was the nuclear fission person, worked so much, and it is all his leadership and his knowledge and his ability that has resulted in the Pokhran test one, Raja Ramanna from Karnataka. Next one, that is one subsequently, the second test was conducted in 1999, and that test was actually, the person who was responsible for that was Dr. Siddappa, who is a product of IISc. He did his PhD there in IISc. He is from neighboring state Tamil Nadu, and his contribution is there. So in atomic energy, our Karnataka contribution is also considerable. And I am lucky to have BRC association right from my students' days, and I have been visiting regularly all through my career and even now in the last 20 years. And the one university they were mentioning with me, who got the maximum benefit through their agricultural research, they were always telling Karnataka University, the Agriculture Institute, Harvard, Professor Patil. And that Gamma Garden, the Earth Lab and all that, and even we at Microtron Center, Bangalore, we have done so much of experiments on preservation, enhancing the quality of the seeds, this, that and all, and like it is all because of BRC collaboration, and I'm very happy that Professor Patil initiated very successfully and got the maximum benefit out of that. Atomic energy means it is not just limited, physics limited, application of physics knowledge to all areas they are focusing. Next one. Well, this is to illustrate that like what India was during Vaisheshika School of Canada and all that, even today modern atomic energy program, unlike in any other country or all the countries in the world, ours is, you see, observe there, India, without having any knowledge, borrowing any knowledge or stealing any knowledge from any country, it is totally indigenous, Atmanirbhar. For Atmanirbhar, atomic energy is the best example. And now comes the space research. I will spend a few minutes with space. Vikram Sarabhai, associate of that one. He founded the space research program. Good, next one. 104 satellites, a record even NASA has not been able to do, and in America has not been able to achieve this kind of a distinction. About 75% of the 104 satellites are from other countries, all in a single time, a big record. Next one, Chandrayaan 2. That is the fourth country in the world to make this kind of an attempt. Next one. And speciality of this one, moisture was discovered through this satellite. There is existence of moisture there. That means Tevamsha, Neeru Andre, it is possible that one can have this one. Next one. Yeah. This is next one is Chandrayaan 3. Chandrayaan 3 speciality is the first country in the world to soft land in the south pole of this moon. First country. No, just few days before that one, probably Russia wanted to acquire that kind of a credit, and everybody thought India will miss that opportunity and all that, but they did not succeed. Few days before landing, it got collapsed. And we were all looking for what is going to happen to our satellite, whether it will say soft land or not, and all worried, but ours, at the right time, not even a few seconds difference, right time, soft land, it performed all the functions. Rover moved out and collected a lot of useful information. What are those useful information? Next one, please. See, fourth country to soft land on the moon, the first country to soft land near the lunar south pole. And then, what is the information they have got? The presence of so many metals, aluminum, calcium, iron, chromium, titanium, sulfur, manganese, silicon, oxygen, all these were systematically investigated and found their abundance there in the soil. And then measured temperature gradient over 8 centimeter depth of this soil and things like that. And so many achievements have been recorded. Next one. Well, they have now sent Aditya L1 successfully. It is already there in the orbit. It will remain as the Earth moves, it also moves it one. So for Earth it looks stationary laboratory. And that has been successfully launched there in that Lagrangian point are there, where the Earth's gravitational force and Sun's gravitational force and the centripetal force of the satellite are nullifying each other, and as a result of which it is stationary as far as Earth is concerned. It moves around along with Earth. And from the close circle it studies the solar. So much of information has already been we have started getting it there. This is the first kind of adventure from the world. Next one, I think so many achievements, and it contains so many useful systems and all that. Okay. I think I will stop here, except saying a few lines. What next? No, it is not only, I have shown these one as a landmark achievements in two areas. It doesn't mean, as a consequence of these two things, development of technology, medical field got the benefit, industrial sector got the benefit, pharmaceutical industry achieved the biggest, benefit. And today, India, because of these developments and the applications successfully of this knowledge and technology, India today is considered as not just the pharmaceutical industry of India, India is considered by the other countries in the world as it is global pharmacy. India is has become the global pharmacy. So much of advancement in medical manufacture. And similarly, our doctors and medical facilities are so much advanced, and it has also become so much of, inexpensive, cheap and best medical treatment is possible if in any country, it is in India. So it has become a destiny for medical treatment. So already, of course, Professor Patil has mentioned, we also give a fervent call for further growth of agriculture. It is true, that kind of an effort is required in every field. In every field it is required. Capability is there. Only thing is proper recognition and appreciation and encouragement has to come from the leaders of our country, which Modi is doing very successfully. In the coming years, there is a great future for the country. Thank you very much.
Professor K. Siddappa sir has presented the past, present and future of Indian science and technology, how Indian science has done various developments over a period of time and what the future is also, sir, said. So I extend my sincere thanks to you, sir, on behalf of CMDR, University of Agricultural Sciences, Dharwad and MS Vidyavardhaka Samsthe for accepting our invitation and presenting a beautiful overview of science and technology in India. And another speaker I have already thanked, I will be thanking once again you, sir, because you presented the past, present and future of Indian agriculture and how culture is related to agriculture and mother of all culture is agriculture. So there are so many things that you shared with us. I profusely thank both the eminent speakers, and I take this opportunity to extend my sincere thanks to both the rapporteurs who are the scholars of CMDR, and I thank you all for your patient hearing. Thank you. We will be starting with next session now. Madam, please take. Thank you, sir.